Today, we're going to be looking at how I designed my YouTube logo and kind of just go over the thought process and the ideas that I had while I was doing it. So to start with the model, I added a regular sphere to the workplace, stretched it out, and played around with the shape for a little bit. This part really didn't take that long. It was mostly just me making sure I got the rough shape of the potato done. Though I will be revisiting the shape towards the end of the video because I didn't really like how it turned out. Next, I added a skylight to help me see the model better as I worked on the textures so I could see what was happening in real time as you would see in the final rendered product. It took me a minute to get the windows situated how I needed them, but I quickly got to work making noise maps to add splotches of color to the model, and then giving those patches the signature brown colors of a potato. The colors that I chose were pre-picked based on a color picker from a real potato, so you will see me entering the hex values for those colors as I continue on in this video. The second part of the noise map is creating those little eyes that potatoes are so famous for. I mixed these with the main textures to have them overlap, and then added a darker brown color to these spots to make them stand out a little bit more. This part was also tricky. Trying to get the spots just right used more nodes than I originally thought it would need. After that, I needed to add some surface texture to the potato to give it a rougher look and give it those dimples from a real potato. After reorganizing a few of the node links, I finished up texturing the model and moved on to making the environment for the render. The next part is what took the most amount of time, partially to get the lighting and colors right, but also trying to get the camera angle correct. I originally wanted to do a natural sunlight look for the scene, but I was struggling with overexposure, which I figured out in a little bit. I played around with the shadows and doing short renders to see how it looked, but each time, the potato just kept looking more and more out of place to me. I turned the right wall black to help to reduce the amount of light bouncing back to the potato to give it more realistic shadows. Ended up referencing another project I did to compare with that, but no matter what, the lighting just wasn't working out for what I was wanting to do. Here you can see me checking the exposure levels and adjusting them to make sure it's correct and not too bright. I tried adding a different texture to the floor to see if that would change anything, but I didn't like how it looked and ended up changing it back. After that, I decided to lift the potato up off the ground and put it in an area light to give it a more realistic shadow and environment. I started playing around with an animation, but decided to wait on that for the time being to focus on getting the still image done. After rotating the potato around, I found the spot that I liked and ended up rendering it out. After showing it to a few people to get some opinions, I decided to change the shape up a bit and give it some larger bumps that are typically found on potatoes. I also decided to change the lighting up a bit to give it a more realistic look and better shadows. The texture for the potato was too shiny in my opinion, so I went through and increased the roughness value to reduce the reflections. I put in an HDRI or background lighting, which will give the potato a little more warmth and allows me to remove the box that it's been in for the environment and put it on a plane instead. I put the final render up on the screen for y'all to see now. I'm personally quite happy with how it turned out, but I definitely think I could do better in the future once I've had a little bit more experience under my belt. If you have any comments or suggestions on how I could do it better, make sure you leave them in the comment section down below. I will read them and take them into consideration so that I can better myself and my work. Before I end the video today, guys, I kind of just want to give you an idea on what to expect from my channel in the future. I plan us to take a look at some of the ships in a game called Star Citizen that's currently in its alpha phase of game development. There's a lot of community feedback regarding most of these ships and how they would like them to be redesigned, so I plan us to take that feedback and kind of give the community an idea of what they're going to look like should CIG follow what the communities want. That's going to be it for today's video. I appreciate you all watching. I know it was kind of a short one, but given the scale of the projects that I have lined up in the future for this channel, you should expect much longer videos from here on out. And don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe, and hit that notification bell to be notified of future videos.